How is it going, everyone? We got a lot to talk about, a lot of PlayStation news in this video. We gotta start off with the big W that we all just got as far as Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And sometimes, public outcry is a little bit of, okay, you guys are bugging out, you'll buy the game anyway, nothing is gonna change, but sometimes things do change, and in this case, the public outcry led to something changing and benefiting the consumer. We'll talk all about that. We all assume it's gonna be happening, but it looks like Yakuza Kiwami 3 is gearing up for a reveal potentially at the Ryuga Gotoku Summit that'll be happening on September the 23rd. I believe that's the same day as Beyond the Strand, as Hideo Kojima is also gearing up for some announcements. So a lot of game news will be coming, and a new demo has dropped free, of course, that you can get on the PlayStation Store right now, so we'll talk that at the end of this video. But right off the top, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 has gotten a new info rollout. We got a brand new trailer for the game, the overview trailer. They have announced new story-based DLC, 2 additional story packs, Loose Cannon in the Flower and the Flame. That'll be baked into the premium edition for $89.99, but now the base game will include the clans that they previously were gonna lock away to the deluxe edition. And if you're not familiar with it, the clans are essentially the class system in the game. So you were gonna have 4 of those clans available, but 2 of those clans were gonna be day 1 locked away behind DLC. Alright, I get that we're being a little bit crafty with how we design our DLC and essentially taking away content that should have been available in the base game. I still think fake early access is the most effective version of, DLC, not DLC, but incentivizing people to buy a deluxe edition, which literally offers the consumer nothing. It's actually taking something away from the people buying the base game. But nonetheless, developers are getting more and more crafty, more and more just finding out new ways in terms of how do we incentivize you to buy that $90 edition, that $100 edition. Fake early access has become very prevalent, but then it gets to a point where people are like, all right, buddy, relax there, relax there. I think, $130 editions from Ubisoft is crazy. I think $130 for Borderlands 4 is crazy. The day 1 locked classes was insane. And bro, it's like you're Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. You've been in like somewhat of a development hell period for a while. Ain't no way you should be looking out to release the game with that baked into it. Like, don't be doing that. Yes, there are games that can get away with doing nonsense, and that is more so a statement on how big those games are, rather than the nonsense just being, really incentivizing people like, yeah, this is awesome. In this case, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 should be really trying to cultivate as much goodwill as possible. You're bringing back a franchise that was always a relatively niche franchise. It's not like people like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. It's not like it's this world-renowned, absolutely beloved game. Bloodlines 2 is coming out. It looks okay. I think people are still a little bit on the fence about spending $70 on the game, or excuse me, $60 on the game. It is 60, right? Yeah, 60 for the base game, and then the deluxe edition is 70, the premium edition is 90, and the premium edition will include the story packs that will be coming. But this is without a doubt a massive W, and it should go to show that, yes, a lot of the times public outcry won't lead to anything. People will buy the Call of Duty games, people will buy X game from EA, they'll buy all the sports games, etc., etc., but when it comes to I don't want to say a smaller scale release like this, but smaller relatively speaking to the absolute juggernauts that come out, it is worthwhile to at least make your opinion be known so people can course correct. Even look at what Ubisoft did with The Crew. Yes, they shut down The Crew 1, but the public outcry was so strong that Crew 2 and Crew Motorfest are both having offline components baked into them. That's good things actually coming from people making their displeasure known. Outer Worlds 2, that was another one. $80 that game was supposed to be. People complained about it and criticized it. I should say criticized because complaint has this negative connotation attached to it. They criticized the Outer Worlds 2 $80 price point, and they went back on it and it's $70. Yes, sometimes the outcry will lead to nothing, but a lot of the times it does, and we should celebrate that as a big W. So huge W here with Bloodlines 2. All right, moving on from that, Yakuza Kiwami 3. was spotted in a RGG Google search listing, and Ryuga Gotoku Studio is looking to hold their RGG Summit 2025 on September the 23rd. Kiwami 3 most likely will be revealed at that event, and shout out to RGG, one of, if not the most consistent game studios on the planet. Yes, I know you could say, oh, a lot of their games are reusing content. Guess what? When their games are at the level of quality that they are, and given other studios, 7 years without a game, 5 years without a game, 6 years without a game, game cancellations left and right. When you have a studio that is outputting games at the quality level that RGG is doing and at the consistency level that RGG is doing, that should be celebrated as well. You got Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which I know not everybody was crazy about, but I thought it was a pretty good game. You know, a little bit filler if you want to look at it that. But Majima at the helm, I really enjoyed that game. Infinite Wealth was solid. Before that, you got Ishin, I want to say, was 2023. It's just the output and the consistency. I would love to see Judgment back, but I don't know if that's going to be happening. But right now, you're looking at Yakuza Kiwami 3. You're looking at Project Century. You know the next mainline Like a Dragon game that's going to be around Ichiban probably making progress as well. So there's a lot of irons in the fire as far as what RGG is doing, and I think, you know, as far as their game output, quality level, it's fantastic. Yes, Infinite Wealth from a narrative standpoint definitely had its issues, and I feel like was a step down from Yakuza Like a Dragon, but still, more often than not, their games are of incredibly high quality. And not to mention Virtua Fighter, the new project that's in development as well. They're just working on so much stuff right now. It's actually kind of insane. Lastly, I do want to know, Little Nightmares 3 does have a free demo that is available right now. You can go ahead and check that out. That's coming from Bandai Namco and developer Supermassive Games, actually. Step into the eerie and atmospheric world of Little Nightmares 3 in this free playable demo featuring the game's opening section. Little Nightmares 3 is a standalone story. You don't need to have played the previous titles, though those who have may notice a few unsettling echoes, and bear in mind that you do have a new development studio at the helm of the game. Take control of Low and Alone, two best friends trapped in the spiral, a cluster of dystopian lands twisted by delusion. To escape, they must rely on each other and survive a world where nothing is what it seems, all while a greater threat watches from the shadows. For the first time in the series, you can play online cooperatively with a friend on the same platform, or go solo with AI companion support. This demo offers a 30-minute glimpse into the game's tense cinematic atmosphere, navigate haunting environments, outsmart deadly traps, and survive a terrifying encounter with a monster baby, a grotesque inhabitant whose gaze can turn you to stone. All progress in the demo is standalone and will not carry over into the full game. That free demo is available right now, so you can check that out as well. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, like I said, that content will be baked into the base game. Huge W there. And remember, even when the public outcry and criticizing development studios and monetization practices sometimes leads to nothing, other times you do have instances like this. You have instances like Outer Worlds 2. You gotta celebrate that. You gotta take the little W's when you can. Yakuza Kiwami 3 mentioned, spotted on the series' official website. Chances are that announcement will finally be happening at RGG Summit 25. And Little Nightmares 3 demo, a free playable demo for that. Standalone demo progress is not carried over. That is available right now as well. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.